Welcome back to the channel. We are super busy, and a lot of that is coming through the channel, so thank you so much for that. Thick and fast, we have here a 1989 Porsche 964 Carrera 2. This is coming in. This has been owned by the gentleman for years. It's his pride and joy. It's a well-used car, as in it's used well. And it's starting to get some issues now, and he's decided now's the time to tackle this before it gets really bad. So we'll do a quick intro here. We'll walk around pointing out a few issues with it. And as with the other videos that we're doing, we'll keep you updated and moving forward in this and what we do. So you come for a walk with me, Lou. It's fairly standard 911, 964 issues. We've got corrosion coming through on the wings. Both front wings actually are coming through. So we've got some corrosion to deal with here. Corrosion as well around the bottom of the windscreen scuttle. It's actually worse on the other side, but we'll walk our way around to that. So there's some obvious bits and pieces on the car. The rear quarters, again, this is really common down here where it meets on with the bumper. The car's come in fresh today, so we've got to give it a clean down before it goes into process, but you can see we've got corrosion breaking through here. And again, around the base of the rear screen, we've got corrosion breaking through. All of which is very common on these cars. So common, in fact, that it's happening on both sides of this car. So what we're going to do is, as I say, we're going to give it a good jet wash, clean it all down, give it a good assessment. With these later Porsches of this design, it carries not a body kit as such, but we do have these plastic sill extensions on here and at the back here. Now, these cars are really well known for corroding out along the sill and the rear quarter joint here. They do tend to fall apart down in there. So we'll get the car cleaned down. We'll get it over to the scissor lift where we've got the Mercedes at the minute. Get up in the air, get those sill covers off and give it a good thorough inspection. And try and give the customer as much of a heads up as possible as to what's potentially coming. But we'll have the front wings off. We will bare metal the front and rear quarter panels, which, I mean, it doesn't really leave a lot of car left with paint then. Just to, as I said at the beginning, this has been in the family for quite some time now. It's intended to stay in the family. This will be passed on to the owner's son. So longevity is the key here. Got to get this right and looking the part. And as the owner departed today, there was mention of a possible colour change. So we'll keep you posted on that as we move forward. Let's say we'll get it cleaned down, broken down and assessed. We'll walk you through that assessment as we do it and follow this car from start to finish. You good? Okay. Right, the boys, as you've seen, have been really busy on the Porsche, getting this all stripped down and broken down. These Porsches are always a bit of a fight because, well, a lot of German stuff is actually, everything's bolt on, but stuff of this vintage, they also put it on with this, the stickiest of sealers. It's just a real battle to get them off. So it takes a while, but we're there, we're broken down. So we'll have a quick walkabout. We'll do a Mickey Flanagan walkabout and run through what we've got to be doing on this. I guess if we start over here, Lou, we've got the front wings off, which we knew were corroded. We saw the blistering up here. It's just crumbled away. So, and this is on both of them. So what we'll do is we'll hit these really hard with a wire wheel. We'll take these wings back to bare metal anyway, and this can have some localized repairs in here. Because if you've been following the Transit, you know, replacement parts aren't just a case of bolt on and away you go. So we'd always try and repair the repairable, which these are perfectly repairable. But moving over to the body shell itself, this side isn't too bad. Now that we're broken down like this, we're going to mask out all of the cabin, much of which is stripped, but we're going to mask it out, and Bo's going to attack this soon with a wire wheel, cleaning all this back to really ascertain what's going on. This side isn't too bad. We're not expecting nasties here. This side could be a little bit more. The wing mounting rail and the bottom of the scuttle here you know, we've already got holes and we've not started to attack it with anything abrasive yet. So we just know what's going to happen. This is going to grow. Be quite a repair in here. It's also blistered up all around the screen aperture, but the aperture itself is really good. We've got nothing coming through here yet. It's all on here. But again, we'll take all of this back to bare metal, ascertain what's going on there, and come up with a plan of attack. The rear quarter panels, we already know. We've got these bits around the other side. It's quite a bit worse, but these Targa rear screens are quite notorious for being a bit of a fight to get in and out. So we've bottled it, and we've got our friendly local classic car glazing guru to come down. He's coming down in 2 days' time to pop this out for us, and then we'll carry on and get both rear quarters bare metal as well, so we can get underway with those repairs, and just keep this thing moving forward. We'll be attacking the sill and rear quarter corrosion by the tail end of this week. So yeah, we're marching forward with this. We'll extend this video a little bit further into some of the metal work. So yeah, we'll crack on. Okay, so as you've seen with the various time-lapse bits and pieces, Porsche kept Sire pretty busy for the past week or so. Not bad for one of these, but fairly, there's still quite a bit of grot. As you can see, we put sections into the scuttle, tops of the inner wings. There's been repairs down the top of the sill panel here. There's a section, big section's gone in here and here. We'll overlay rather than have Luke bending down, but sections down the bottom here, so the inner sill, bottom of the quarter panel, back of the quarter panel's been let in, up the top here where the Targa big glass fish bowl sits in here, piece of trim along the top is all corroded out, so that's been done. Same on the other side. So what we're going to do now is, this isn't a Novol for classic car job, so we're not doing the full process with this. It's not all going back to bare metal, but that doesn't mean we can't use Novol for classic car product on this. What we're going to do now is get all cleaned down, we'll get it in the booth, we'll get it all masked up, and we're basically going to use spot priming techniques with the Novol for classic car hybrid epoxy, so that all the repairs here get a really good quality anti-corrosion layer before we do any levelling and filler work. So we'll get that on there, then we'll do the levelling and coating up, hang all the panels on, make sure everything's where it needs to be. All comes apart, we're going to an epoxy top coat primer, heading towards colour. So yeah, do a bit of car Jenga now and get this into the booth. Okay, this video is a little bit disjointed. A couple of reasons for that. Busy. The Porsche has been here about 4 weeks and we've been cracking on the entire time. But as I mentioned in the Mercedes Part 2 video, we've had a technical glitch with the hard drive and we've lost a ton of coverage and footage. So, as I say, this video is a bit stop-start as to where we're at because we've lost that footage. But where we are at is all metalwork repairs have been done, as I just mentioned. Everything that's been repaired has now gone into Novol epoxy, which is what this green is here. So this is Novol for classic car epoxy straight onto the bare metal. So all bare metal areas have had the epoxy on them. And then we've done the filling and shaping work on all the repairs that we've done here. So a real light skim, that's all good. All these repairs now are done. So if we walk around the body, there's not really a great deal of body left. All the panels are already into their final primer, where we are using Spectral 30500, which is an epoxy top coat primer. So all that's left now to do is we've got the rest of the body to key up and DA, but all the repairs are done, as I say, all the way around the car. So our next step is to go ahead and get the rest of the car just keyed up, into the booth and into 30500 primer. Once that's done, we get to block it down and then we head to colour. So it's a fairly straightforward, simple one, this, now that the repairs are done. So we'll get it in the booth now, we'll get the priming done. We'll show you that all in one piece, and that will be the end of this video, moving on to colour and assembly for the next one. So clean down, DA, and into the booth for some primer. Okay, so there we go. It's all into 30500 spectral, which is the epoxy top coat primer. As you've just seen, Luke's gone around, applied all that. So everywhere that's been repaired, all the shuts, all the return flanges, everywhere that we're colouring is now finished in the epoxy top coat primer. So we're going to get busy now, just blocking it all out, final fettling and tweaking. So it's all ready to go for colour. So we're going to wrap this video up here. As I say, it's been a little bit disjointed just because of various timelines and technical glitches, but we'll be back with part 2 on this, which will be a nice, straightforward, clean, prepared body shell, put into colour. We'll leave you guessing as to the colour. So it'll just be a 2-part video, this, with a finished car coming up in part 2 very, very soon. So thanks for watching. Hit subscribe, please, and join us for part 2 of this video.